It's January. What is this, the 27th? Goodness gracious, I just had to clean off my car. As of this morning, I have not received the security deposit from my home. Jaffa has been emailing and communicating every step of the way, everything that I'm doing to keep me from getting the security deposit that I legally paid out of my Chase savings account. I've been waiting for it because I legally paid for that. Jaffa did not pay for anything. He didn't pay for the TV. He didn't pay for this couch. I paid for it with my own money out of my bank accounts. He was not present when I did the walkthrough to decide that we were going to get that house. He was not present. He was at work. He barely had the money. He had to borrow the money to actually pay the rent. I'm not kidding around. They have committed so much organized they have stolen my identity back from these criminals. This is day in and day out. Alpha has been interfering with cloning my phone. For 2 years, he has committed crimes. For 2 years. Everyone supported him. Not a single person to this date has asked me anything. He has signed my name over to crimes. His lawyer has signed my name over to crimes. The judge used whiteout on my divorce decree. I am going through something every day with these fools. So when I woke up this morning, because they were following me last night, when I woke up this morning, I know Ohio law about my security deposit return. I started putting information on my YouTube channels that they are illegally controlling, and Jaffa contacting the landlord this morning. Jaffa is a selfish prick. He is greedy. Who takes money from a woman you did nothing for? I supported you while you went out and supported whores and men you were sleeping with. I was gang stalked and found out that you were gay. Gang stalked and found out that you were sleeping with my estranged family members, sleeping with people that said they were my friends. I don't even know them. Just so you can find somebody on LinkedIn does not mean somebody is your friend. Just because somebody knows you through knowing someone else does not make somebody your friend. He is a criminal. And all I do is suffer day in and day out, me and Sonny and everything else in my life because this dude is in the way. What type of man gets in the way of a woman 24/7? He is the criminal. There's nothing criminal I've ever done in my life. Nothing. Always had good composure. I did armed and unarmed security for almost 8 years. I've been pulled over, like I said, 80 plus times. I have 37 tickets between Ohio and Virginia. Always keep my composure, always responsible. From jump, I already said that I paid that Chase security deposit with my Chase savings account. Something like that. I did a final walkthrough of the house. I decided to get it. We got approved. Listen, the crimes committed by Jaffa and this organized crime group, I am not fully aware of it. I just know that they committed crimes. He had no reason to contact the landlord and ask for the security deposit. There is no way he paid it. I went to Chase Bank on Parsons Avenue and I got a cashier's check for $1,495. I paid it. I paid it. Again, when I met Jaffa, I had about $10,000 in my account. He told me he had about $4,500. No, it's not a lot of money, but it's enough money for two people who are on the same page to become equal in a sense. How can the landlord even consider giving him my money when from jump before I moved, I told him that I set up direct deposit in my account? I don't know if he's working with them because I've communicated with the landlord about the gang stalking, and that's the reason why I'm moving. I have proof in my email as long as they haven't deleted it. And I have proof through other screenshots that I left my house on Parsons because of the gang stalking. Jaffa was paying the neighbors. His mistresses were paying the neighbors. The white girl was driving a black Suburban, and she was going to Jody's house next door. She was going to the other house that's next to the police station and communicating with them about gang stalking me. Jaffa and this group have had listening devices in my house on Parsons. They have them in my car. They have cloned my phone. My privacy is 1000% invaded. So this morning, when I woke up, because I know Ohio residency security deposit laws, I'm not kidding. I made statements on my YouTube channel, and because they are instantly looking at my phone, I got a text message from the landlord in response to my YouTube post in the comments that I'm making. This is constant. This is every day that they have something to interfere with. Jaffa was not present when I paid Clay the security deposit. He provided no money towards that. It came from my savings account, which will show there was no transfers from Jaffa Abu Irbeha to my savings account from Chase at all, on any level. Jaffa could not afford anything. He had no security number. He had no credit. He had no credit because he had no citizenship. How can he get my security deposit? He's a non-citizen. At this time, I was taking care of my portion, and he did what he could. He had no security number. He had no credit. He was a non-citizen. So the reason why people keep on yielding to Jaffa is because he's foreign, is because he's committed these crimes in my name. He's done things with money that I am not fully aware of because he's been signing my signature for over 2 years illegally. Him, his lawyer, his family. I have never stolen anyone's identity. I have worked in property management for 10 years. Why would I want my phone to be cloned? My phone is used for work, emergency services. It has elite people's phone numbers and messages in it. I've worked in property management for 10 years. Why would I be a part of an organized crime group? But Jaffa had the resources. Jaffa could afford the lawyers. Jaffa could afford to get in my way and put on my skin and become me, and then allow his mistresses to run around town being me, using credit cards in my name, using credit cards and bank accounts that he put up in my name. They did this. He never supported. And I am constantly defending myself. My pets were stressed out in 2024 through 2025 because of Jaffa poisoning us. No one is listening. No one. They are allowing him to steal my identity. They stole my birth certificate. I am tired. I have to go to the Hollywood casino. I have to go to the IRS. I have to prove who I am because of the crimes he has done. This is insane. I've never done anything to hurt anyone in my life. I'm 42 years old and I have to defend myself against the foreign man who has all the money, who's pulled all the strings. He has faked organized crime with my coworker, Sabrina Carter. He has worked with my employer for them to lie about my performance and steal money from me. What strings do I have to pull? I didn't reach out to anyone for help. I reached out to the authorities, and the authorities were paid to turn away, to not help me. The judge was paid to turn away and tamper with my divorce decree. I don't have these connections. I don't have this pull. I don't have this type of favor. Every single day is something with Jafar in this group. Every single day. When I can't even buy groceries without being harassed. I can't go to the pet store without the cartel following me because he was connected to the cartel. Because he got involved with killers in Chicago. This is insane that all I did was support him. I went to work and came home. I took care of my car. I took care of my pets. I took care of my health. I do not have I've spent so much money on credit cards, throwing food away, couldn't keep food in the house because they were poisoning everything, doing nasty things to my toothbrush, doing nasty things to my hair products, my lotion, everything that they could get their hands on. They stole my birth certificate. Everyone is allowing them and somebody else to impersonate me constantly. This has been going on for 2 years behind my back, and then I'm finding out about it because I'm getting gang stalked, and no one is doing anything. I am tired of this. I am tired of this. Tired of this. Paid for anything half the time. Is that something that y'all don't understand, that I can prove it? I am tired of this. They have ruined my day with these lies. Ruined my day getting in my way. What type of fickle man takes money from a woman 24/7? Takes money from a woman 24/7 that only helped you. I never took nothing from you. You could not provide, remember? You stole from me. You and your whores and your boyfriends stole from me. Remember? That's how that went. You constantly get in the way. You never provided. You never provided. Remember this bird? You poisoned Sonny's food. Remember that? You poisoned Sonny's food and water. You poisoned the fish water in the tank. You and your group sneaking in our house, breaking into our house on Parsons. I was never friends with these people that Jaffa worked with. He was just happy to work with them to steal from me. And in return, y'all constantly are allowing him to steal from me. I have not talked to Jaffa since I scolded him at divorce court December 1st. I have not talked to him. My only form of talking to him was scolding him because his lawyer was purposely hiding the address that he bought that house in my name, and I knew nothing about it. My life was threatened all spring of summer, literally from January, February of 2025, throughout damn near October, November, about this house that I knew nothing about. And in the divorce decree, they left the address out on purpose because they knew it would be hard for me to find it. Jaffa is a thief, but because he is foreign and I'm black, because he is religious and I'm not, everyone falls short to him. He's the one who gets what he wants when I can barely afford to take care of me and Sonny. Barely afford it. I ran my credit cards up because I constantly had to buy hair products because they were constantly putting poison in the hair products that I buy. Constantly putting poison in the food that I'm buying. I constantly had to throw away seasonings, sauces, meat, salads, lotion, grease, everything. I ran my credit cards up because I was buying stuff every week because they were poisoning it. But yet everybody sided with him because I am a black woman in America, and I will never, ever be sorry for that. I am her. I will never be sorry for the DNA I was born with. But right now, I have to wear my African Americanism like a scarlet letter because nobody sees it as valuable because I am a black woman. Not a single person came to even ask about these police reports. Not a single person, nobody. The Ohio justice system failed me for Jaffa because his lawyers pulled strings for them. His lawyers, the elites downtown that helped Jaffa set me up, that framed me and are telling everyone about it, and I know nothing about it, have already helped him and pulled every string. Me and Sonny are not safe. Me and these fish are not safe. Our privacy is not safe. I am a responsible adult. I wouldn't have reached out to the landlord and asked for my money back if it was not mine. I don't ask people for money. I don't ask people for my things. I would rather spend everything I got down to a penny before I ask anybody for anything. I had to text the landlord my Capital One checking account information. When I am done with today, I am going to cancel that account and I'm not giving anybody that information, and I'll get a new account because it's been compromised. I never sent that information to anybody else except the landlord. Everything is compromised. Every text I send, my Spectrum phone, there is no way I have any type of privacy. None. Everyone is second guessing what I'm doing, third guessing what I'm doing because of Jaffa Abu Beha. Because of Jaffa Abu Beha and all the secrets he's still keeping from me, the things that is holding me back. I will not allow him and these criminals to take my money and keep on filing taxes. They tried to kill me. They caused harm in my life. They blocked me from jobs. I never had a Facebook page the whole time I was married to Jaffa. Jaffa and them women and his gay boyfriend created Facebook pages, and it embarrassed me. And they bragged about it. They put me on dating apps. I never dated anyone when I was with Jaffa. I never committed adultery. I never stole anything. I came into the marriage with integrity. And because I was not good enough for his family and his community, they wanted to stereotype me like a black woman. And because they had the strings to pull, because they had the money, because they paid people to lie, me, my home, my car, my pets, my job suffered. Every day I'm suffering because of Jaffa Abu Beha, this organized crime group, stealing my mail. They stole my birth certificate so they could do what they want. Nobody is standing in their way. This is my only protection coming on YouTube out of that. Do you understand? 10 years, they blocked me out of that. This is insanity on their part, not mine. But because I'm a black woman in America, nobody is listening to me. Nobody is trying to help me. No one has reached out because of the crimes that he has committed with this group. Me and my pets deserve better. Me and my property deserve better. If I have to go live, I promise it, this is it. I'm going live 24/7. Y'all can watch Sunny when I'm not in this house. Y'all can watch Sunny, but that's it. I'm going live 24/7. I'm not getting off because this is insane. This is insane. My life was threatened. I was boxed in on the freeway multiple times, followed around this city, threatened my life. Even when I went to go let Tilya go, Thursday night, even when I went to go let Tilya go, they were following me then. They followed me to the store. I couldn't even let my pet go in peace. This group is criminal, and I have tried. And Judge Nobles knew that I was trying to protect myself, but he was paid to cancel my termination. He was paid to terminate my protection order. The judge, someone I don't know, but someone who is connected to the Ohio Bar Association, like all lawyers in Columbus, and I know who they're connected to through that. That is hard. That is easy for me to figure out, that the elites downtown that have a connection to the Ohio Bar Association, connection to the judge, could easily make a phone call and pay to sabotage everything. They paid to sabotage my divorce. There is no justice coming for me. This is why I keep going live. They didn't pay. The elites didn't pay. They didn't make these connections for the last 2 years and set up these crimes on me so that I could eventually get justice. No, it won't happen. I have no choice but to keep going live and making posts because at least there is a record. So when this shit gets blown up in their face, because that's what they deserve, because they are the criminals, there's at least some type of record of what I have said, of what they have done to me. It is not funny that they are causing this harm in my life. It is not funny that they can generate AI videos and AI conversations, and I've said this for 10 months, and act like it's me. It is not funny. They have someone impersonating me, committing these crimes, yielding to these crimes. It ain't my fingerprints. It's not my hand. And the reason why they keep me blocked off from everybody is so they can make it seem like, oh, all I communicate is with people through a dating app. All I communicate is with people who are on the low or doing things in the background. No, I don't communicate with anybody because you paid everybody to stay out of my way. You paid everybody to lie on me. And it's constantly going down. It's constantly going down. I don't have time for this. I'm a responsible adult, so I have to get ready for work. These criminals take up so much time in my day. There is absolutely nothing I can do about it to stop them. They have my phone clone, my email clone, and everything else. So they see every single thing I'm doing. I will not say a word to Jaffa. I barely said a word to him after I filed divorce. But even the judge wouldn't even do that. So he dissolutions the marriage, but allows Jaffa to keep stealing my information, allowed Jaffa to make sure that he can move all that money around, money laundering through Bank of America, a place I've never been to, money laundering with the Fleshmans through their phony LLCs. That's what I did. I don't have that connection. This is day in and day out with Jaffa with this crime. Day in and day out. Like I said, we're not safe. I know exactly what it is. We're not safe. And the reason why he had no problem contacting the landlord is because he already know everybody done chose his side. Everybody done chose his side. Everybody has decided to help him because he played the victim. When he's not a victim, he's the man I married. He's the man I supported every step of the way. So watch over Sonny. Keep us safe. I am going to keep this live stream going until this phone turns off. We didn't deserve this. We did not deserve this, to have to defend ourselves. I'm a whole woman out here who never did anything wrong, and I have to constantly defend myself, constantly be followed, constantly have my bank account monitored. They even put some false Apple charges on my account that I have to call about. They committed so many crimes, and there's so many elite people involved that they cannot absolutely go back and make things right. There is so many high-profile people that Jaffa got involved with, so many people in the cartel that he got involved with, people in Chicago that he got involved with, selling my identity overseas. Jaffa sent a man overseas in the summer of 2024 to impersonate me. He sent another woman overseas in 2024 that looks like me to impersonate me and do business over there with what was it, watches and clocks and candy and some other shit that they have been stealing in my name. They went overseas to make these deals. I've never left the country. I've traveled to 20-something states, but I've never left the country. They have a copy of my It's forever, day in, day out. Jaffa has committed so many crimes that, I mean, it's uncanny. He is a domestic criminal. He is an international criminal. And he did, while I was sitting back supporting him the whole time. If he came home not feeling well, I'm supporting him. If he needs this, I'm supporting him. I'm spending time with him every 2 weeks when he came home. There was no man I ever brought into our home. They have created AI generated videos, AI voice videos. Alexis and Jasmine was bragging about it from January, February of last year to damn near through the summer. Jasmine Fleshman, she had a Mercedes. She bragged about Jaffa getting her that Mercedes, or her getting money from Jaffa for that Mercedes, her setting me up. She rode past my house on Parsons Avenue constantly, trying to hide her face in the steering wheel. He bought her that Mercedes. They are the ones that got those gifts for committing organized crime in my name, for setting me up. They drove the wedge between me and my family by lying to them, and my family was happy to stab me in the back. This has went on and on and on. They have hid most of their secrets from me because it was all done in a criminal way. Yet I'm the one that's paying the price for it. I never did anything. These hands are clean. But because Jaffa was working with the elite groups downtown that are connected to the Ohio Bar Association, they paid Judge Nobles to use my signature, use whiteout on my divorce decree. He was tampering with my divorce decree, tampering with my signature. You think anything has happened, although I've reported it, and the proof and the crime is there since I left the courthouse, from the time I left the courthouse? No. This is not nobody that's on my side. They're constantly pulling strings for this organized crime group to make it seem like I'm the one that's doing these things. I cannot help what I don't know. I cannot help what I can't see. I've been to court 80 times for eviction court for my residence. Never once was I improper. Never once did I do anything to the judge. Never once did I harm the lawyers that represented those eviction cases. I've never been for eviction court myself. I am not a criminal. I've been pulled over 80 plus times. I have 37 tickets in Ohio and Virginia. I've never, ever, ever been disrespectful to the authorities. They've never had to search my car because it's never smelled like weed. They never had no problems. I never had drugs in my car. The black police officer that was driving the SUV Cruiser 0134 throughout the summer through all the way to maybe October, November, following me around as well. Followed me from Parsons Avenue through to Bexley, through to Old Town East. He riding the back of my car. He's so close up on the back of my car, I can damn near see the madness in his eyes. A Columbus police officer, a black man. He looked like he was in his 30s. This is not me. This is organized crime that Jaffa has been involved with since I basically married him. Because the girls that I work with at Metropolitan, the girls that I work with there, Sabrina Carter and others, were so jealous that I got married. That hoe who was married, who was dating her boyfriend for 7 years, finally married him and still laughed about not giving him a baby. Still laughed about not wanting to give him a baby. Because he's black and she's not. Jaffa has been involved with so many people behind my back, and the moment that my phone was cloned, he started calling everybody in my phone. Him and this group, they have sifted through my emails and they contact everybody that I ever knew. And they tell them these lies about these crimes that they committed because obviously it's worked in their favor. So they're able to go around and tell people these lies and tell people these crimes that I know nothing about. I know nothing about these crimes. And Jaffa will do anything for $1,495. This is proof. It's not your money. I paid it with my cashier's check from my bank account. This is even more proof that Jaffa is trying to steal money that is not his. All he do is steal, day in and day out. Right, Sonny? That's all he do is steal, day in and day out. He gets by because he has the connections. I simply do not. I don't have connections because I don't use people. Period. So I'm gonna go defend myself this entire day. I am done dealing with these criminals. I'm done with allowing Jaffa to get in my way. I am done with it. I don't care at this point. I absolutely do not care. 1,000% they have made my life uncomfortable for the last day. If I, like I said, I'm an American. I should have gotten the support that I needed. This is what I've paid taxes for. This is what I worked 20 years for. I worked 2 jobs. I'm an ex-military wife. I married Jaffa in between 2 proposals because I thought he had enough common sense not to steal and commit crimes. Apparently, he did not have enough common sense. But also because I'm a Black woman, he knew that he could pull strings to do things in my name and nobody would bat an eye. The crazy part about it is, at my age, so many people knew me. They knew who I was. They knew I never went after their husbands, their kids, their brothers. I never went after their jobs. I never damaged their cars. They knew that about me. They knew they could talk to me. They knew they could find solitude in me. They knew they could find privacy if they needed to say something sensitive about something, and I would keep it to myself. They knew all of this. I knew people for years before Jaffa, and they never once said anything about me. They were paid. Not a single person honored the integrity that I did have, and I still have to this day, that has gotten to this moment. The reason why I'm gonna keep chopping him up, even if it's just verbally, because I can't afford a lawyer, because I can't afford anything. He steals everything that's not his. He is stealing a security deposit that he never paid. He didn't have the money. How much organized crime are y'all all involved in? But you made me the criminal. You did all of these things behind my back. Like I said, I've never been arrested. I've not paid restitution. I don't owe anybody money. Jaffa and his lawyers found out some money that I had and money they could get in my name. Once they got it, that's when they began to set me up. And all I did was go to work every day, come home and cook, scratch a few lottery tickets, enjoy a simple wine cooler. Please, please. Today is it. We're gonna be Bruce Lee. We're gonna flow like water. We're gonna flow like water. And if you drown in it, then you drown in it. But I'm not going under anymore. I'm not gonna sit back because I haven't sat back. I've not sat back one time. I've sent emails, I've made phone calls, I have filed police reports tons of times since April through now. It's just that they chose to ignore me. They chose to look the other way. When I went to the immigration bureau here, I told Officer Thompson about that Latino woman that was following me around, saying she had kids by Jaffa, saying she was living in my house. I told her about it. I wrote a police report about it in June. Jaffa denied all of it, only for it to be true. And only for me to keep finding out bits and pieces, every little bit here and there, because they have hidden everything. Insane that this is how I'm treated as an American citizen. I will not stop. This has blocked me from everything, even if I wanted to date. When I dated prior to Jaffa, I had no issues. I lived alone. I paid all my bills. So I'm a normal woman that would date. I'm not in a position to date. I married a criminal. I'm not in a position to go be with somebody. I married a criminal. There isn't anything to talk about, okay? There's nothing to talk about but crime, stolen identity theft, damage to my car, Leroy Madden's baby mama, who damaged my 2016 Ford, to which I put on my Ask Raptor J channel. That's the Ford that she damaged. The Beamer that I got is because she damaged it. And like I said, I still paid $4,500 for that Beamer. I paid $8,000 for that 2016 Ford Fusion. I gave them $5,000 cash up front, I think $4,000 or $5,000 cash up front, and then paid the remaining balance off in 90 days. Got the title, like I always do. And that's if I don't buy the car up front and get the title. I'm very upset, very upset, very upset. But no. I'm gonna keep calling y'all out every single day, because eventually somebody with a heart of gold like mine would not allow it to be pierced. I am gone for a little bit because I need to do some stuff, but I'll be right back. Me and Sonny will be here together. Thieves. All of you are thieves. Every single one of you who do business with Jaffa, y'all are thieves. You are stealing from me.